Midnight Game. The Midnight Game is an old pagan ritual, used mainly as a punishment for those who had broken the laws of the pagan religion in question. While it's mainly used as a scare tactic to not disobey the gods, it is still a very existent chance of death to those who play the Midnight Game. There is an even higher chance of permanent mental scarring. It is highly recommended that you do not play the Midnight Game. However, for those few thrill seekers who are still searching for a rush, or those delving into obscure occult rituals, these are the simple instructions of how to play. Do so at your own risk. Instructions. Prerequisites. It must be exactly 12 a.m. when you begin the ritual, otherwise it will not work. Materials. You will need a candle, a piece of paper, a writing implement, matches or a lighter, salt, a wooden door, and at least one drop of your own blood. If you're playing with multiple people, they will need their own of the aforementioned materials, and they will have to perform the steps below accordingly. Step 1. Write your full name, first, middle, and last, on the piece of paper, and put at least one drop of blood on the paper. Allow it to soak into the paper. Step 2. Turn off all the lights in the place where you're doing this. Go to your wooden door and place the paper in front of the door. Now, take the candle and light it. Place it on top of the piece of paper. Step 3. Knock on the door 22 times. The hour must be 12 o'clock a.m. upon the final knock. Then, open the door, blow out the candle, and close the door. You have just allowed the Midnight Man to enter your home. Step 4. Immediately relight your candle. This is where the game begins. You must now lurk around your completely empty house with the lit candle in your hand. Your goal is to avoid the Midnight Man at all cost until 3:33 a.m. Should your candle ever go out, that means the Midnight Man is near you. You must relight the candle within 10 seconds. If you are unsuccessful in doing this, you must surround yourself with a circle of salt. If you're unsuccessful in both actions, the Midnight Man will create a hallucination of your greatest fear and rip your organs out one by one. You will feel it, but you will be unable to react. If you are successful in creating the circle of salt, you must stay there until 3:33 a.m. If you are successful in relighting your candle, you may proceed with the game. You must continue until 3:33 a.m. without being attacked by the Midnight Man, or being trapped inside the circle of salt. To win the Midnight Game, the Midnight Man will leave your house at 3:33 a.m., and you will be safe to proceed with your morning. Addition. Indications that you are near the Midnight Man will include a sudden drop in temperature, seeing a pure black humanoid figure through the darkness, hearing very soft whispering coming from an indiscernible source. If you experience any of these, it's advised that you leave the area in order to avoid the Midnight Man. Do not turn on any lights during the Midnight Game. Do not use a flashlight during the Midnight Game. Do not attempt to use another person's blood on your name. Do not use a lighter as a substitute for a candle. It won't work. And definitely do not attempt to provoke the Midnight Man in any way. When the game is over, he will always be watching you. Good luck. You're gonna need it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this one. It's a little bit of a short story. Sorry about that. I got a little bit of a stuffy nose, so I didn't want to do a big half-hour story while I'm talking like this. But thank you to the patrons that are $10 and above: Dan R., Paul Z., Mr. Swiston, Official Jerboa, Chaos X, JY, Pyromancer, Hayden MH, and Ethan A. Guys, if you have any stories you want me to read, you can send them to the email listed on the account. You can tweet them at me at RealCreepSin, and you can send me a direct message on Patreon. And as always, please remember, if you want access to Patreon-only content, if you want to suggest stories, if you want your name read off at the end of the stream, please join the Patreon down below. Thanks for watching.